Low Targar friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. And it's time for another Orc Mode workout. You guys know the rules. Reach out and click like. I got a 552 high bar squat with no sleeves, no shoes, no wrist wraps. Anything has a belt and a pair of shorts. Give me a like. Give me a like. Keep those likes higher than dislike. And I gotta say to people who are hating at this point, what are you guys still hating for? Like, what is it you're even hating on? There's no hypocrisy, nothing like that happened here. I'm just all about strength. All I care about is getting strong, getting other people strong, and setting PRs, and I'm doing that. At a certain point, man, people just got to give it up. I didn't intend to do back squats today. I was trying to figure out what sort of chain weight to use, and I just started looking at it, and I'm like, let me just hit a squat PR. All right, let's just do it, right? I didn't plan it. Probably why I did good. I didn't have to think about it. I was trying to figure out if I was going to use 57 pounds or 67 pounds of chains. Now, people were arguing about depth from the other stuff. Arguable. I'll own that it's possibly an inch high. I'll own that. We'll get it deeper next time. This is the heaviest raw back squat. Heaviest weight I've had at the bottom on any squat since I was in my late 20s. 43. So I'll take it. Even if it might have been a hair high. I'll take it. We'll sink it deeper next time. It's all good, guys. But yeah, this was heavy. This is hard. I'm not going to stand here and lie to you guys and say, oh, yeah, this was easy. No, this wasn't easy. You can hear my sounds alone. Woo. Yep. Big weight for me. I mean, I haven't hit this sort of weight since I was in my 20s. But we're moving up. And we'll get to 600. Then we come over to the assistance work. 435 for 3x10 on my hip thrust. And after a heavy squat like that, these are definitely feel these a bit more. I've had people say, hey, there's no quad work in your training. Look at my quads while I'm doing this. Quads are being worked. Yes, it's a partial, but there's different forms of partials. There are strong range partials, and then there's things like stretch position partials. This is in the stretch position for the quad. It's also in the position of the squat where the quad matters the most on a raw squat without wraps. It gives me what I need. There's an accumulation of overall quad volume through all my training anyways. All the good mornings, all this stuff. It adds up. These are a quad exercise though. Very good data on it. So no, I'm not even worried about quads. Keep doing hip thrusts. Get strong at these. And when I get to 500 on the hip thrust for sets of 10, the squat's going to be pretty much where I want it and need it to be. Right? Be where I need it to be. You got to keep moving forward. Got to do it injury-free. Pay attention to stuff. Stress management. And, people are asking, do you think in this circumstance or that you could have done this training? Guys, the things that were happening in my private life a couple years ago, there is just simply no way I could have done this training style. It would have been completely and utterly impossible. Okay? Some of you guys know some of that. All right, the fact that I've created a stress-free life for myself allows me to do this stuff. I'm not suggesting that anyone else out here even remotely try to train like I do. Okay? Because the first time you have anything go wrong in your life, you get in a fight with your girlfriend, an argument with a friend of yours or a family member, or you have a bad day at work, your training's going to go to crap. You're done. All right? I get away with this for a reason. And so I don't recommend it to everybody. And even my clients who do anything similar, we scale it back. We've got to keep things within your volume. So no, I wouldn't have gotten the results. My life was different a couple years ago. Who I was as a person was different a couple years ago. God, so much has changed in my life. People watching a channel, they don't maybe see that. They don't understand that. Our lives change. Who we are changes. Like, I've gone through a lot of stuff. And I've had to go through a lot of stuff. And I've reached a point in my life where I only care about being the best version of myself. Really do. And that means stronger, better, trying to be a kinder person. I know this sounds funny with my work mode training. We've gone through we go through our evolutions as people. But for me, that matters. Like the ability to manage the stress in my life, not be around toxic people of any type. Right? It matters. Matters a lot. That's why I can do this. So it's not the same. People can say, well, you could have done this. No, I couldn't have. Really couldn't have. I can now. But I've structured my life in a way to allow me to do this. And it doesn't even mean I abandoned some of the stuff I was doing earlier this year, guys. I love the whole standard conjugate system. Tons of my clients run it. And I feel like that got me to this point to where I can do this. You've got to think in terms of GPP and SPP. I want to get maximum strength. I've got to train for that. I went through a phase of what I would do is total general physical preparedness. What does that mean? Max work, speed work, hypertrophy work, all the stuff to build work capacity, all the GPP itself. It got me into shape and condition, and I don't mean bodybuilder shape, we're talking athlete shape. I always get idiots who come in, you're out of shape. I'm like, I'm probably in 10 times better shape than you've ever been in your entire life, bro. It's like you wouldn't go tell an NFL lineman he's out of shape because he doesn't have ripped abs. Okay, it's not how it works. Most bodybuilders are out of shape when they're ripped. I can tell you guys right now, half these ripped guys you see on YouTube are not in shape. They can't do anything. They can't lift, jump, run, nothing. Weak with no conditioning, okay? I got myself into shape with that training. That allowed me to build the foundation last year to do what I'm doing now. Without that, I wouldn't be able to handle these workloads and have the work capacity to do what I'm doing. Okay, this has been a sequential thing. So what do we do next? Did the good mornings. 4 sets of 20 is what I'm counting it as, but I did more than 20. I did 20 and then a few more on the final set. It means I can probably bump the weight a hair and keep doing sets of 20. And yeah, it takes me a few reps to get the stretch in, to get deep enough. I'm using a hair narrower stance than I was using because I want to get a little more low back. I want hamstring, I want erector, because it's one of my primary deadlift builders. All right, because we got to keep that deadlift moving too. And most of my squat day training is geared more towards the deadlift than the squat. Why? Because my squat's going to climb just fine. And all these lifts do help with both, right? The hip thrust is the main one. The hip thrust is my main squat accessory. But all this other stuff helps the squat. Just not as much. But it is geared more towards deadlift because the squat's going to keep going. And if I ever need to specialize in any weak point for the squat, I can just jump in and do it. All right, I don't have any real weak points coming out. I just have to gain muscle in the right places and keep lifting heavy. The deadlift and the bench need higher priority. So yeah, it's like there's a lot of upper body type stuff on these days too. So the good mornings, all the rows. And we did our 10 by 10 pin leg row. I ended up doing about 13 reps on the final set, just because I can. But again, we keep these strict. A lot of grip training involved, obviously, because of the axle bar. Let's come over to the point with that. All these guys worried about, oh, I need straps so that my grip doesn't become a limiting factor on these rows. It's like, you need to work on your goofy grip, okay? I'm sorry, but you don't know how to train. And there's a reason most of these guys don't have a back. They see my back, all right? The reason they don't have a back, because they think they need goofy stuff like straps instead of actually training. Get your grip strong. Learn to do the correct movements. Do them correctly, and you don't need straps. All right. So the guys who need straps to build their back don't know how to train. People say, you're training this pro bodybuilder. I don't care about pro bodybuilders. If you care about pro bodybuilders, you don't know how to train. How's that for an answer? Like, if you literally look at anything they do or care what they do, you probably don't know anything about training yourself. All right. Axle bar. I regrip it when the grip gets tiring so that I can go ahead and get good sets for my back. But it is training the hell out of that grip. Grip, grip, grip. And you know what? I don't think my back is shrinking. So I've been doing this a little while now. My back's still pretty big. It's not shrinking. We're getting a ton of back work. Just we're making sure the grip gets worked with that axle bar. And I highly recommend that. You know, some other people have said, Jason, I can't really afford an axle bar. They're cheaper than you think. If you have a home gym, that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, that axle bar costs you about as much as one of your plates does. So it's like a $70 bar. Seriously. But you go to a commercial gym. Someone said, should I try fat grips? And yeah, I mean, I've never used them. I can't endorse them. Could you replicate a lot of this effect? I bet you could. I don't think it's a bad idea. You have to go strict, right? You're going to be able to do cheat rows with it. You find out real quick. You better keep it strict. And notice a lot of mine are a slight soft touch at the bottom, but I still spread the scapula and I still lock the elbows on that soft touch so that the lats do the initial work off the floor. And then afterwards, because biceps are fatigued, because this does fatigue your arms quite a bit, I went ahead and did another set of my curls on camera for you guys, just so again to show that I do them. Because again, I've had people try to say, well, you don't show it, so we don't believe you. It's just like, oh my God. The level, oh my God, just the level of stupidity. It burns. It literally burns. I don't even see how the people who criticize me can even take themselves seriously at this point. I really don't. I don't get it, guys. But I've calibrated plates. Dudes talk about fake plates. It's like, well, all this work you see me do. You watch me squat 550. You watch me deadlift over 600. Do all this volume. And then go, well, you're too lazy to do curls. We don't believe you. It's like, do you understand how stupid you are at that point? Like, I hope the people who say stuff like that don't really take themselves serious. I hope they understand that if they really and truly believe that, and they're not just trolling for fun, because I get it, people troll for fun, then at that point, they need to understand that they need mental help. Okay? They really do. But yeah, did the curls at the end. So again, just so that I can talk about it and what I'm doing, it's for connective tissue. We could argue if 50 rep sets to failure of band curls build muscle. Data suggests it will. Data suggests it will. I don't think it's the particularly most effective way. But I just did 10 sets of rows first. Right? There is absolutely bicep stimulation here. I mean, even you look at the data, we've got data showing that people's biceps would grow from this. Very strong, firm data. It's just the argument that some of the data would argue that curls might do more. And that's controversial, by the way, because some studies show that. Well, let me rephrase that. One study shows that, recent by Dr. Tab Broenfeld. Some studies show it doesn't. But that aside, because I've definitely fatigued my biceps already, 10 sets of 10, those curls probably accumulate a very, very large amount of additional fatigue. So is there some bicep growth? Yeah, it should be, probably. God knows I could use it, right? I mean, let's just be honest. Like, I'm not known for having arm development, right? I mean, I don't think anybody's going to argue that point. Nobody looks at me and goes, man, Jason's got some awesome guns. You know? Well, I do have some awesome guns, but not these type of guns. But it is ultimately for connective tissue. Right, because I don't want a bicep tear. It's kind of like people say, you're not really doing it. You're telling me that I want a bicep tear? Are you stupid? You guys got to listen to yourself sometimes. But it's for connective tissue, guys. Building connective tissue and tendon strength to help stave off bicep tears. But you know what? PR day, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with it. It was a great workout, so I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.